What's going on, guys? We are live. I'm just trying to get my monitor set up that I can read your comments coming in. So guys, I haven't been live in a while, and it's not really the great circumstances making a live video with a day like this, but it's good to show you not just the wins and where people are successful. It's important you see where the mistakes are made as well. So it's complete transparency and to show you what goes wrong if your brain isn't in it and you're just getting greedy, you're just not capitalizing on the opportunities. The setups weren't bad I necessarily took. They were fine. It's, well, some of them were fine. And I don't know why the title of this video is wrong. Yeah, I can go back and change that. I know my title of my video is coming up wrong. How to buy pullbacks in a breakout. The title of the video is my biggest red day or my biggest loss yet. Thank you for the comment, man. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's because YouTube changed the way they live stream, and it's kind of confusing to me. I'm not good at the computers, as we all know. So before I get into it, guys, like I said, there is a link and a website prepared of all my top courses I've reviewed. If you are interested in taking any stock courses, go check it out. All the reviews, the discounts and descriptions is all in the link below. I am doing Instagram as well. Please go check me out and follow me. I'm looking to try build up my Instagram. But let's get straight into it, into the video, and we can start breaking it down. It's actually annoying me why the title is saying that. I don't know how to change it, but I suppose I'll change it when I take it down. So let's jump straight into it. So stock we're looking at here is DCAR. Trying to just zoom in on a little bit so you can see my entries and exits on it. DCAR, I mean, it did have bad news that there was a stock offering on it, but I wouldn't normally go long in a stock like this. Solely because the pattern is actually quite nice around this area here. And it looked like it was trying to make a recovery pattern, and over 5 was a nice buy on it. I wasn't the only one who thought this, but it was, like I said, it was a nice pattern. So I'm going to break down my entry for you and just explain to you what exactly happened. You can see my little green tag here. That was my entry just above 5 I got in. It was a bit slippage, so I think I got 503 on it. It went up to 520. I was greedy. I didn't take it. I was hoping for a big recovery. To the 550 area at least. I was hoping to cover into. That was my plan. Plans don't always work out. But what happened then? It had a pullback. I got out off the break of support in around the 480 area. I jumped out down here. I took a loss, and it's not like they were colossal losses, but they all added up to be pretty damaging. So that was DCAR. Again, just a trade that shows you don't be greedy. I just wasn't in the right mind trading today, but that happens. It's okay. So let me pull up the next one. So the next one we are looking at is okay. There we go. GLBS. Okay, so we can see GLBS here. Sorry, my phone is ringing. So on GLBS, just as I'm breaking it down for you, we were kind of doing a long flag. It's a bearish pattern. It is a bearish pattern, but it's a long flag nonetheless. I called them. It was making higher lows here with the bottom. I got in at the break of the trend. Normally these patterns, when they break out, they can move. It comes down to a lot of things today. Like, the stock Hunt, HUNT, that was T12 halted. It was up 1,000%. And when stuff like this starts to happen in the market, the market can change. So when a stock is up 1,000% and it's T12 halted, so a T12 halt is basically when the SSE or NASDAQ come knocking at the company's door and say your stock is up X amount of percent, 1,000% in this case, what's going on? And they halt it, and they don't unhalt it until they get evidence of here's why, blah blah blah. Sometimes it can take weeks, months, even years to unhalt these. So when a T12 or any kind of thing happens like that people, it's dramatic. It can affect how stocks trade, and I feel that's what happened today. Other than my shitty performance trading, I'm not going to make an excuse for that, but these things kind of didn't help with the way my patterns were trading now today. Like I always tell you, any of my patterns, or anyone else's patterns, not my patterns, but any patterns I trade, nothing has a 99% success rate. It happens, and none of them always work. But today it was just one after another, and I kept trading into a hole. But I entered here around the $4 mark. You can see my little tag. Again, we popped up to about 415. I didn't sell because, again, I wanted the resistance in around the 430 area. That was my target. Again, broke down. I had to stop out of it. I actually tried to get out at the break of resistance here at the 385, but there was some slippage here. Sorry, the break of support, but some slippage on it, so it wasn't a good fill. So then it did pop up, and then it hit 430 resistance. So it just happens. It's crazy shit like this happens. So that was my other loss. My next one for you guys, I'm gonna leave that one to last. Actually, this one makes me the next one I'm gonna break down makes me sick. This was again just trading stupidly, just desperate trading into stupid conditions and just not doing good things. So I should have stopped after my first two. So this one here, again, another greedy, stupid move. So jumped in CTRM. Again, no really news on it. I was just looking for volume. I was desperate. FOMO. Everything I tell people not to do, I've done today. So I jumped in here about $16. It did pop up to $17.30. It was a resistance area, and I didn't sell. So I was up $1.30 and I didn't sell. I don't know. I like when I'm going over this, witches now, it just makes me feel even worse. It makes me feel so stupid. But everybody has these days. It's important, and I didn't want to go live today, being honest with you. It wasn't like I wanted to go live, but it's so important that you see my mistakes, because that's how you learn. And I don't mind putting up my mistakes and being transparent to people. Because it helps people learn, and you can't always win is the point of the stock market. So I stopped out of this. It was getting halted. I seen my time and sales go green. So when it's going up and it's going red, your time and sales will go red when the stock is going up before it gets halted, and that's good if you're in it. If it's coming down and it starts to go all green, I know it's getting halted on the way down, so I immediately exited the trade. It was a bit past my stop anyway, so as soon as I seen it going green, I jumped out. Thank God I did, because when it unhalted, it dropped another $1.50. So there was no messing with this puppy. So that was a big one. That was a big burn. That one hurt, and that was on CTRM. Now this one makes me sick. This is the worst trading I've ever done. And I'm gonna have to make sure you can see it. Okay, so RBZ, low flow. I don't think I had any news, but what it done pre-market caught my attention. So it opened up about $10. hit about $18.50, $19 pre-market and fell apart. Now, what I see in here is a pattern that can be, the success rate isn't huge on this pattern, but when it works, it works. But this is a different story. So it started to form a recovery pattern here. Now my entry is here. First of all, it was a bad entry. I should have been buying here on the trend lines, and what I always tell you guys to do, buy off a trend line and support. But then I bought in at the what I thought was the crossover of the EMAs, but that was okay. It wasn't the worst. It didn't cross over and it kind of fanned out, but we're still making lower highs. I'm thinking we're okay here. Now, when it broke my trend line down, I had a support here at $12 because it tested 12, near enough 12 on that big pullback earlier on. So I had a support covered at 12. When it was pulling back down into 12, I averaged down into it at about, if I can see exactly what it was, I'd say in around the 12.50 area. I averaged into it. I should have waited for it to get a complete 12 to get it right down to 12. So I averaged down into this one. For whatever reason, the support is at 12. For whatever reason, it dropped below. Now the spread on this was a little nasty, but it dropped below in the first candle and I held in. It wicked down about 40 cents, and I was saying, okay, it wicked back up. So I was like, okay, we're still holding the 12 area. But then the spread started to get a little nasty on it. So even though the spread was the ask was at 12.20, the bid was sitting around 11.70, 11.80, and it kept jumping up to 12 and jumping back down. And I just panicked. I was thinking, I'm in a hole. I'm in an absolute hole. I'm not willing to go more. I threw all my rules out the window and I exited the trade due to a spread, which pissed me off. I'm going to make myself a bit bigger. So I exited here on support. Bear in mind, I exited on a support, which is so stupid. And I stopped out of trade. Now, if you can see it, you can see where I exit right on support. It didn't get any lower. What happened? The stock started to recover. And it started to recover and it kept recovering. And at that point, I was getting pissed. So I said, you know what? I'm just not going to look at this. My target was to test a re-high. This is where I was testing to re-high. I was thinking, oh, this will get me out of my hole that I'm in. That sounds wrong. So, excuse me. So anyway, you can see it recovering, and then this happened. Oh, it's cutting out my screen. Hold on. I'm gonna make it 5 minutes. See, can you see this? No, that's weird. I have an idea. Just so you can see it, because for some reason it's cutting off half my chart. There we go. So I exit here on a support. I feel sick even breaking this down. Exit here on a 12 support. And the stock hit $39. Now, I wouldn't have held at $39. But that's not the point. The point is, I would have started selling into this pullback here and the $16. And I would have held the rest to retest highs. And I would have sold into the spikes here. So crazy. That was probably the worst trading I've done by breaking rules like that. It just goes to show you, we still make mistakes. We're all still human. I'm not perfect. No one is. So today was was a hurtful day in that sense. So I kind of wanted to make this video just to break down the losers that I had. I don't always want to be making green videos for you, although I wish I could. Although there is good news. There is good news. I did take a trade. I've been trading Tesla the last few days, which I don't normally, but I've been trading Tesla the last few days, and it was doing pretty well. So I traded it again today, and I obviously have my account details covered. But here it is. Here is my Tesla trade, up a little over $1,000 on my Tesla, on my TradeNet account. So that was nice. But I would rather have traded better in my momentum trades, like what I work on a lot more. I don't normally trade Tesla. I would only ever trade stuff like that in my TradeNet account. It's in the student package. So other than that, I wouldn't be trading larger cap stocks. I don't normally. But when they have such big pullbacks and they're kind of recovering nicely, and it looked like a good potential swing, but I've just been trading it in and out the last few days. I was going to swing it, and I was saying, you know what, I'm up $1,000. I did sell half to potentially swing. It was only 200 shares. So that was it. I really appreciate you tuning in to the video, guys. I'm going to get back and change the title on this to figure out how to do it. I want to thank you for your support as well. I hope this video helps people out there. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. And like I said, guys, I am new on Instagram. Go check it out. And there is a website prepared with all the reviews I've done on all the top stock courses out there. You can go check them out. Let me know what you guys think. I really appreciate it. Again, good night and God bless, guys.